At just 16 years old, most of us are worried about exams, friends, or the future. But in 2009, one teenager, sitting in a small, dimly lit bedroom with nothing more than an old computer, accidentally uncovered a secret that would unravel one of the most powerful crime syndicates in the world. And the strangest part, he never meant to. His name was kept hidden for years. Journalists only referred to him as the boy who saw too much. He wasn't a genius hacker or a child spy. He was simply curious, the kind of kid who asked too many questions. One night, while searching online forums, he stumbled into a digital shadowland, a hidden marketplace where usernames meant nothing, but money and power meant everything. There, billion-dollar deals were being made. Weapons, drugs, even people, traded like commodities. For a moment he thought it was a game, but it wasn't. The network he had uncovered belonged to one of the largest organized crime syndicates in modern history. A group so vast, their fingerprints could be found in banking frauds in Europe, human trafficking in Asia, and political bribes across Latin America. They were untouchable. Governments feared them. Police forces chased them in circles. And yet somehow a teenager, a child, had just slipped into their inner sanctum. At first he was terrified. He logged off, deleted his history, tried to forget. But the images wouldn't leave him. The conversations he'd seen, the encrypted numbers scrolling across his screen, they stuck with him like a nightmare. And so, against every instinct to stay silent, he reached out. He sent an anonymous email to an investigative journalist, attaching screenshots and strange codes he barely understood. What happened next became a burning point in the fight against organized crime. Journalists traced the codes back to a web of shell companies. Law enforcement followed the money, and for the first time, the syndicate's carefully hidden empire began to crack. Raids swept across multiple countries. Bank accounts worth hundreds of millions were frozen. High-ranking members who had seemed untouchable for decades were suddenly behind bars. And the story that echoed around the world was not about the police or the governments or the intelligence agencies. It was about a 16-year-old boy who had dared to look behind the curtain. To this day, no one knows his real name. He lives under protection, far from the world he once exposed. But the legacy of his choice, one small act of courage in the face of unimaginable danger, remains. And maybe that's the most haunting part of this story, that in a world built on power, money, and fear, sometimes it takes the innocence of a child to bring down an empire. So the next time you hear about billion-dollar crime syndicates, or governments struggling to fight corruption, remember this. Somewhere out there, a 16-year-old kid once reminded the world that even the most ordinary voice can shatter the silence.